So previously we have learned quadratic curve whereby the power of x is squared. So we are going to upgrade ourselves to another power level, cube. So this following video will be about cubic curve. So the objective of this video will be learning how to draw cubic curve. And the key, you can see two persons dancing down there. The focus is on their hand because cubic curve will look something like this. If the coefficient of x cubed is positive, the curve will go something like that or like that. Basically, at the left side, it will be slightly towards the bottom, while the right it is going up. If the coefficient of x cubed is negative, the curve will be in this direction, something like this guy down here, or is something like that. So that is the generic shape of a cubic curve. It is important that you roughly know what's the shape so that in case you make any calculation error, you will be aware. So let us look at the first question. So given that y is equals to x cubed minus 12x plus 8. Complete the table below. So this is the usual stuff, and the usual stuff is plotting of the curve, which is in question B. So take out your graph paper and plot the axis first. I will guide you through how we are going to draw the cubic curve. So if you have done your plotting, it should look something like this. Again, since it is a curve, you will need your curve ruler or your French curve. And to plot a cubic curve, the process will be something like this. So how we are going to draw a cubic curve is the same as quadratic curve. We will need a French curve or a curve ruler. So the game plan is to draw a curve that is going up, down, and up again. And what I like to start with is either the maximum point or the minimum point, then the side, and finally the middle. The middle is the hardest to get it right. So let us try out to see which part of the curve ruler we can use. So over here, it's quite nicely, I can draw a curve that is coming from here to the bottom. Okay. Then the other side. Actually, it kind of goes quite nicely, yeah? The other side. So again, the curve is going up. So I finished the minimum point. If I want, I will just go ahead and finish up the rest, which you can see is actually quite smooth. I can get it quite smoothly. Okay, so you can see a smooth curve. Then we go and settle the maximum point. Okay. Not sure whether it'll be nice or not. So let me just turn. Okay, you can see that here, is it nice?
is not very nice, so we can always make amendment. Yeah, this seems alright. So let me just use this part. Alright. Then I will use the reverse for this part. Now just keep in mind, because this curve is going down, ideally I do not want it to curve down like that. So instead, I'll make it a point to choose something that is not going down, okay? Yeah, something like that. Okay, at least it's still going to the side. Okay, can. So the rest of this part is actually not very easy, because I can try the rest and okay, maybe I go like this. Okay, like this, because it's nearly a straight thing. And finally, it will be like that. So it will be a curve like this, but of course here I'm not very satisfied. Can redraw again. Over here I can also improve on it. So again, this one is quite a lot of trial and error. And like this is much better already. Alright, so just try a few times. It's not the easiest thing to draw, but I'm sure that you can do a lot better than me, because I am recording and I need to draw it from afar. So please go and try this out yourself.
Now that you have done your drawing, your curve should look something like this. It is tougher than the quadratic curve, but with more practice, you should be fine. So let's do more practice. The second question is, given that y is equal to x times the whole thing bracket, x squared minus 7x plus 10. So you might look at this function and think for yourself, how come there is no x cubed inside? Is it even a cubic curve? If you do expansion, you should realize that you will get y is equals to x cubed minus 7x squared plus 10x. And this is a cubic function. So your cubic function might be in the form of an expansion. But regardless, the process is still the same. You can still find what is y equals to when x is equals to 6. Part B is drawing of graph, the usual thing. So pause the video and plot the graph. And if you have finished plotting, it should be something like this. So now pause the video and try to draw the curve yourself. And if you have done the plotting, it should look something like this. Again, it's not the easiest curve to draw, but with more practice, you should be able to plot it easily. The last question, or the last practice, is given that y is equals to x cubed minus 5x plus 2. Complete the table below. Again, it's the standard thing. And part B is again the plotting of the graph. So pause the video and do it yourself. And for you to check the answer, it is down here. And after you have plotted the curve, it should look like this. Again, like I said, not the easiest, but do more practice and you should be fine. So this will be the end of our brief introduction to cubic curve.